Feeling exhausted, struggling with low energy, difficulty focusing, or noticing your muscle mass just isn't what it used to be? You might be dealing with low testosterone, and you're definitely not alone. Well, I'm Dr. Naraya Wolf, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and if you've been wondering whether your testosterone levels are affecting your health, or you're looking for real, science-backed ways to naturally boost your levels, stay with me. We're here to help you understand your body and give you practical steps that can make a genuine difference. Today, we're going to talk about 5 natural, evidence-based strategies to increase your testosterone. These aren't quick fixes or empty promises. These are approaches grounded in real research that can help you feel stronger, more energized, and more like yourself again. So first, let's talk about why testosterone even matters. Testosterone is a hormone that plays a huge role in men's health. It influences your sex drive, energy levels, ability to concentrate, muscle mass, bone density, and even your mood. When testosterone levels are healthy, you tend to feel vibrant, focused, and physically strong. But when levels drop, the effects can be frustrating and sometimes concerning. Low testosterone doesn't just cause uncomfortable symptoms like reduced libido, fatigue, and difficulty building muscle. It's also been linked to more serious health risks, things like heart disease, metabolic syndrome, which includes diabetes and high blood pressure, osteoporosis, and even increased overall mortality risk. That's why optimizing your testosterone levels isn't just about feeling better in the gym or the bedroom, it's about protecting your long-term health. Now, testosterone levels naturally decline as men age. Starting around age 30, testosterone typically drops by about 1% per year. But here's the important part: age isn't the only factor. Lifestyle, body weight, sleep quality, stress levels, and environmental exposures all play significant roles. And that means there's a lot you can actually control. So who experiences low testosterone? It's more common than you might think. Some estimates suggest that up to 40% of men over age 45 have low testosterone. But younger men can struggle with this too, especially if they're dealing with obesity, chronic stress, poor sleep, or certain medical conditions. The encouraging news? There are proven, natural ways to support healthy testosterone levels. You don't necessarily need medications or hormone replacement therapy, though those have their place when appropriate. Often, meaningful lifestyle changes can produce real, measurable improvements. Let's walk through 5 strategies that can help you boost your testosterone naturally. Number 1, lose weight. I know, easier said than done. But bear with me, because understanding why weight loss matters can be really motivating. Here's what happens: when you're overweight or obese, you carry more fat cells, and fat cells contain an enzyme called aromatase that actually converts testosterone into estrogen. So the more excess body fat you have, the more your body is turning that precious testosterone into estrogen, lowering your testosterone levels in the process. Research consistently shows that weight loss in overweight and obese men can significantly boost testosterone levels. Now, how much weight do you really need to lose? One study found that men who successfully increased their testosterone levels lost an average of about 46 pounds. But before you feel discouraged, here's the good news. Another study looked at combining physical activity with weight loss and found that when men increased their exercise levels, they needed to lose significantly less weight, closer to 26 pounds, to see testosterone improvements. So the combination of losing some weight and becoming more active is powerful. You don't have to achieve a dramatic transformation overnight. Even modest weight loss paired with regular exercise can start shifting your testosterone in the right direction. Number 2, exercise, but do it smart. Speaking of exercise, let's talk about what kind of movement actually makes a difference for testosterone. Researchers have studied this question specifically. They took young, healthy men who were already physically active and divided them into 2 groups. One group did steady-state cardio, running at a consistent pace for about 40 to 45 minutes. The other group did high-intensity interval training, where they alternated between 90 seconds of intense effort and 90 seconds of recovery, repeating that pattern for roughly 45 minutes. They measured testosterone levels before exercise, immediately after, and then 12 hours later. What they found was fascinating. The men doing high-intensity interval training experienced significantly greater increases in testosterone right after exercise compared to the steady-state group. However, 12 hours later, their testosterone had actually dipped slightly below baseline, likely because their bodies were using that testosterone to help with recovery. So what's the takeaway? High-intensity interval training can give you a powerful testosterone boost, especially in the short term. And the best part is that it's time efficient. You can get significant benefits from shorter, more intense workouts rather than spending an hour on the treadmill. My recommendation: incorporate some high-intensity interval training into your routine. It'll boost your testosterone, improve your cardiovascular health, and it's practical enough to stick with long term. Number 3, pay attention to your diet. You've probably heard all kinds of claims about testosterone-boosting foods, and yes, certain foods may support healthy hormone production better than others. But how much do you really need to eat to make a real impact? That's harder to pin down. What I tell my patients is this: focus on whole, unprocessed foods. Fill your plate with fresh vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Avoid heavily processed foods, excess sugar, and empty calories. Now here's something really interesting that came out of recent research. A large national study looked at men's dietary patterns and their testosterone levels. What they found was that men who severely restricted fat in their diets tended to have lower testosterone levels than men who didn't restrict fat. Does that mean you should go out and eat nothing but fatty foods? No. But it does suggest that if you're at a healthy weight and looking to optimize testosterone, don't be afraid of healthy dietary fats. Your body needs fat to produce hormones, including testosterone. So things like avocados, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish, these are your friends. On the flip side, if you're overweight, your priority should be overall weight loss rather than obsessing over the specific breakdown of fats, carbs, and protein. I also get a lot of questions about soy. People worry that soy products will lower testosterone because soy contains compounds that mimic estrogen. But what does the research actually say? A comprehensive analysis looked at 47 different studies on soy intake and testosterone. The conclusion: even high soy intake did not reduce testosterone levels. One particularly interesting study had young men consume the equivalent of over 40 grams of soy protein daily for 4 weeks, and it didn't affect their testosterone at all. So my advice: if you're getting healthy protein from soy products, don't worry about it. The data doesn't support the fear. Number 4, prioritize quality sleep. Sleep might be the most underrated factor in testosterone production, and one of the most important. Did you know that since 1985, Americans have been getting progressively less sleep, and the quality of that sleep has been declining? This has real consequences for hormone health. One large study of over 2,300 men found that for every hour less of sleep men reported getting, their testosterone dropped by nearly 6 points. Another study took healthy men and had them sleep more than 8 hours a night for 3 days, then restricted them to just 5 hours of sleep for 8 consecutive days. The result? Their daytime testosterone levels dropped by 15%. And here's the kicker: that 5-hour sleep pattern, that's the reality for about 15% of the working adult population. More recent research suggests that your body's circadian rhythm matters too. Waking up extremely early may be more detrimental to testosterone than going to bed a bit later, as long as you're getting enough total sleep. Bottom line, get better, longer sleep. Here's how. Aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. Go to bed and wake up at consistent times. Reduce sleep interruptions. Keep your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid screens and blue light before bed. Develop a calming bedtime routine. Your testosterone production depends on quality rest. Don't underestimate this. Number 5, avoid endocrine disrupting chemicals. This one might surprise you, but it's backed by solid science. Endocrine disrupting chemicals are found all around us. In pollution, certain cosmetics, consumable products, and especially in plastics. The most well-known of these chemicals are BPAs, or bisphenol A. These chemicals interfere with your body's endocrine system, which is responsible for producing hormones like testosterone. Exposure to endocrine disruptors has been linked not only to low testosterone, but also to diabetes, obesity, learning difficulties, and even cancer. Research looking at adolescent boys found that higher BPA exposure, measured through urine samples, was directly correlated with lower testosterone levels. So how can you reduce your exposure? Avoid using plastic containers, especially for food storage. Never microwave food in plastic. Choose glass, stainless steel, or ceramic containers instead. Cut back on canned foods. Can linings often contain BPA? Look for products labeled BPA-free. Be mindful of personal care products and choose cleaner options when possible. These small changes add up and can help protect your hormone health over time. Before we wrap up, I want to address one supplement that gets a lot of attention: ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an herb traditionally used for stress relief and anxiety reduction. Some people claim it boosts testosterone. So what does the science say? A randomized trial took 60 adults and gave half of them ashwagandha and half a placebo. The group taking ashwagandha did show a slight increase in testosterone, but it wasn't statistically significant. In scientific terms, that means the increase could easily have been due to chance, not the supplement. That said, the study did find a reduction in anxiety and depression among people taking ashwagandha. And since stress reduction can indirectly support healthier testosterone levels, there may be some benefit there. My take: ashwagandha isn't a magic testosterone booster, but if it helps you manage stress, that's still valuable. Just don't expect it to be a miracle solution. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Your testosterone levels aren't entirely out of your control. Yes, aging and genetics play a role, but so do your daily choices. Losing even a moderate amount of weight, exercising with intention, eating whole foods, prioritizing sleep, and reducing exposure to harmful chemicals can all make a real, measurable difference. These aren't quick fixes, but they're sustainable strategies that support not just your testosterone, but your overall health and vitality. If you're experiencing symptoms of low testosterone, low energy, reduced libido, difficulty concentrating, loss of muscle mass, don't suffer in silence. Talk to your doctor, get your levels checked, and then take action, whether that's through lifestyle changes, medical treatment, or both. You deserve to feel strong, energized, and healthy. And taking care of yourself, your sleep, your nutrition, your body, is one of the most powerful things you can do. Thank you so much for being here today. If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe and share this with anyone who might benefit. And as always, remember to take care of yourself because you're absolutely worth it.